nature versus character. If you throw a stone or use a stick on a dog, the dog may try to go back. Use the same stick on a lion, what it will do? It will try to catch the hand that is holding the stick. The basic nature of the lion will force the lion to go and fight with the snake. Understand this slight difference between a moral act, immoral act and the non-moral act. His goal is to kill 100 people, terrorist. Theft का definition क्या है? Stealing something not belonging to you in the absence of the owner of that particular good. How you sleep, how you eat, how you sit, how you talk, how you behave, what you watch on the TV, this defines your basic character. Today's topic is nature versus character. Very important, nature versus character. Anybody? हम जनरली यूज करते हैं ना, अरे उसका कैरेक्टर ढीला है, गाना भी तो है, देयर इज अ सॉन्ग नो, कैरेक्टर ढीला है. हाँ, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट लाइन? महेश बाबू, nobody knows the song? चलो, good. Anybody? What is nature? Not the nature, mother nature. What is the nature in a human being? What do you understand by the nature? Innate quality of a person. He used a word called innate, some technical word which I don't know. He is saying the innate quality of a person. What is this innate meaning? Innate means by birth. Doctor Saab knows, by birth. Innate means by birth. See, there are certain what you call qualities which are given to a person. Innate means by birth, genetically, by birth, genetically. So because of this, that particular human being, no matter what, will display those behavior patterns in the basic nature of that particular person, because of the influence of innate, by birth, the influence of basically the genes. We cannot do that. So does it mean we cannot change? Does it mean we cannot change? How you can change? See, nature of a person cannot be changed by practice. It can be changed by observation. Understand this. If you say, I have been telling Sai Seshu to come on time every single day, and every single day he will come 5-10 minutes late. He derives some pleasure out of it, that I am the last person to enter the class. So I am the one who is closing the line. He has got some kick. So he continues to do that. Despite of me preaching him every single day, Sai come on time, Sai come on time. Every day he will have some or the other excuse. So it has become nature of Sai for some reasons to come late and not value the quality or value of coming to the class on time. Moral immoral वो side में कर दो. But understand, somewhere this is also taking some role there, right? So when I say nature, nature is nothing but the instinct and tendencies, these two words, the set of instincts and tendencies, what they are doing, that are being displayed. Very important. Set of instincts, we call basic instinct of a person. If you throw a stone or use a stick on a dog, the dog may try to go back. Use the same stick on a lion, what it will do? It will try to catch the hand that is holding the stick. So the nature of a dog per se, the basic instinct is to avoid harm, right? So it takes a step back, but the basic nature of a lion is to counter attack from where it is expecting a danger. That is why lion has become the king of the jungle, because that dimension of fear is in the magnitude, the dimension of fear is the least. Have you ever seen a lion killed by a snake bite? Have you ever seen a lion killed by a snake bite? Despite the nature telling the lion that snake, though small, no match in the muscular strength or any other strength, is a threat to you, the basic nature of the lion will force the lion to go and fight with the snake. The snake may eventually die in the battle, but one single bite on the lion, 100% the lion will also die within half an hour, and the death of the lion will be very very painful. आज घर जाओगे YouTube में lion bitten by a snake बोल के देखना, you will understand what I am trying to say. It is the basic nature of the lion that forced the lion. But you see elephant, that is why when it comes to intelligence, elephant, horses, they avoid the snake. Though elephant is huge, it is said that a single bite of black mamba snake, known to be the dangerous, most dangerous snake in the world, black mamba. This snake is not black. Inside the mouth of the snake, the entire color is black. It is called the black mamba and known to be the most poisonous snake in the world. And one single bite of black mamba can kill 12 adult animals, elephants. That is the poisonous power of black mamba. It is said that there is no person on this earth who has survived the bite of a black mamba. Okay? And even though who have survived, all their body organs have become dysfunctional. So we could save them only for a couple of days, after that they have also died. Now elephant, though so large and huge, understands that this particular small looking animal is a threat to me, immediately it will change the side, because the nature has told elephant not to show its strength to that particular small animal and take a turn from there and go ahead. But when it comes to lion, because of his basic nature, because of the basic instinct, the tiger tries to go and fight with that particular small snake. Okay? And eventually pays in the form of its own life. Okay? So it is basically the set of instincts and tendencies that are displayed by a human being. We are more interested in humans here, right? One needs to understand that the instinct and the tendencies need not be displayed immediately on the birth. When I say tendency, see, we all know nowadays the cases of children getting diabetes is also reported on a large number. But there were times when generally diabetes people used to say after 40s, after 50s ही होता था, right? Though the tendency to develop this particular disease may be there in an individual at the time of birth also, but this may not be or necessarily need not be displayed immediately on the birth. So it means that there are certain tendencies which will be there in your nature which will not necessarily be displayed immediately on the birth. There is a tendency or a nature of being fearful. There are some people who are very, you can see in the kids, if you see couple of kids playing in the playground, you will see one kid is displaying that fear to get on to that, what you call that play area, get on to that and slide through. He is displaying fear because in his basic personality, that instinct of fear or the tendency of displaying the fear has come at a very young age. And there are people who display this fear tendency, but with help, if somebody can cross that line of fear to them, they will completely forget fear, and after that they take over that fear completely. So it is that hand holding that is required for the first time. You have heard about fear of heights. This is one of the largest fear in the world, the fear of height. Maximum people, it is said, that have this fear of height, and there are some people who do not have any fear of height, right? So try to understand, when you have this fear of height, you may be having it with birth, but you need not display this fear instantaneously after birth. It could be exposure to any situation. Say for example, I did not realize that I had fear of height till such time I joined the forces. So the first day when I was asked to jump from the 10-meter pool, I said, where is the rope? So they said, there is no rope, you have to jump. I said, are you mad? I can see half Chennai from standing on top of 10 meter of the pool. So I was literally handheld by somebody and taken a leap. But the moment I took the first leap, I developed the confidence. So I could easily jump. So when I did my para jumps, I never fear for height. So it so happens that because I could not get an exposure to that fear, So though that fear was within me, I never realized that I have a fear of height. Okay? Try to understand. It need not be displayed immediately. Initially as an infant, it would be 100% innate. Please underline this statement. Initially as an infant, it would be 100% innate or genetic. Gradually the social aspect in the society influences a person's nature. As you told, the social aspects in the society influence a person's nature. Very, very important. See, understand, the society knowingly or unknowingly tries to change everything in us. Knowingly or unknowingly, the society will try to change everything in us, either through force or through observation also, right? But the problem what happens is, the moment it tries to preach you something, you try to defend. The moment your mother says, the moment you come home, try to leave the slippers that you have worn outside the door and come. There are some families which follow this very religiously, right? But there might be a child who immediately when he comes or she comes, open the door and just comes inside without removing the slippers outside. Because the reason every day the mother is telling him or her to remove the slippers outside, the child is not developing that nature, resistance to change. Because the nature, the basic instinct is giving you that resistance to change. But the moment some illness happens in the house, some infection comes in the house. Do you remember how we all behaved when COVID came initially? I literally washed the vegetables in soap water, literally. So try to understand, the moment that fear of infection came, all the slippers went outside of the house. The house got used to be cleaned every 3 times a day. We started maintaining higher hygiene. So the moment that fear came to you, immediately you started changing your basic nature also. So try to understand what basic instinct you display, tendency that you display, where genetics play an important role. Initially 100%, then to some extent the society takes care. When the society is taking care, 100 से 90% हो सकता है, 80% हो सकता है, but 0% नहीं हो सकता है. Because the nature will remain with you, right? Say for example, though I told that I have outlived the fear of height, but I would try to avoid height. You getting my point? See, though I have outlived my fear for height, but if given a chance, I wish to avoid what you call confrontation of an act where I have to display courage in front of a height. So because my basic nature tells that you are having fear for the height. So though the society, in my case the society was my service. So where this service was particularly there. Okay? Now, the complexities of the propositions of these instincts and tendencies show up as nature. Please underline and write this statement. The complexities of the proportions of these instincts and tendencies means the combination of the instincts and the tendencies show up as nature. Example, there are certain children, some children who are always happy. Even if you pinch them, he'll laugh. There are some children, the moment they see you, they start crying, or even if they do not see you, they are continuously crying. Only maybe at the time of feeding, they are silent. Immediately after the feeding is over, they'll again start crying. So you get angry at times with that particular child, because it is the basic nature of that child to cry. And there are some people who forget to stop crying. Even after they are grown up, they still continue to cry. I hope you got my answer, the statement. There are some people who forget to stop crying even after they are grown up, complaining nature basically. This baaledu, adi baaledu, adi baaledu, idi baaledu, idi baaledu, hostel food baaledu, bed baaledu, room baaledu, kidki baaledu, fan baaledu, anni baaledu. So because they have did not understand that they have to stop crying. You will find people like this. You will find people like this. Okay? Now the question comes back, can the nature be changed? Anybody? When will the nature of a person change? One answer you gave, introduction or exposure to new society. Introduction or exposure to new society. What I was before I joined the forces, what I am today after joining the forces, I am a completely different person. Because I got exposure to a new society or a new culture. So that brought in certain changes in my personality, right. The change could be how you perceive a particular situation also, that can also be a change. So exposure to new society will also bring some changes. Any other reasons how change can come? हाँ बेटा? Incident. Okay, can you give me an example? You are right, incident. For example, I'll support you. For example, she says incident, happening of an incident in our life can also be a reason for a change in our nature. Say for example, you are a very jolly good fellow, very lovable fellow, even with strangers, even if you meet for the first time, you are very intimate with them, you gel with them so closely. But suddenly some incident happens, somebody misbehaves with you. If you are a boy, generally this example may not suit. If you are a girl, a boy misbehaves with you, suddenly you will see that you start developing certain amount of resistance to open up in front of the strangers. So because of the happening of one particular incident, it had such an effect on you that it changed your nature from being an extrovert person, from being a person who will mingle easily, to a person who will become skeptical about new people, skeptical about people who are strangers to you. So incidents that like this can have a long lasting effect on your basic nature also. Understand the change in the nature of a person who has been a victim of an acid attack. Definitely it will have a drastic influence on the nature of that particular person, on the nature of that particular person. Okay? Any example of incident? Any example of incident?
When we have a goal or aspirant,
Okay.
at the time it might be changed of nature.
Like, be specific. From पहले बहुत ज़्यादा time pass करते थे, अभी you become serious with life, so you manage your time effectively. Okay, fine. He says that when you are in that phase of your life, but do not call it an incident. Do not call it an incident. You call it some goal in your life. But the problem is, if during that period if you are trying to control your nature, it is only trying to controlling. It is not the change that is happening. It is only the control mechanism, so that time is not wasted. But the moment your preparation is over, whether you come out successful or not, you will go back to the same nature. So it is temporary. It is only transitionary in phase. It is not permanent.
In that case, we can say nature of the person can be.
Very important. When he is basically trying to tell from the biological perspective. From the biological perspective, our nature changes with the age. You will see that what our nature was as a teenager was completely different. What our nature is after we complete our teenage, when we enter into the early 20s, our nature is completely different. When we enter early 30s, the nature comparatively with 20s to 30s again changes. It means in the dimension of the biological factor, age also a important factor in influencing your nature. Yeah.
In that case, it is conduct also, it is voluntary action.
No, involuntary भी हो सकता है. Nature is involuntary, no?
Nature is involuntary, sir, but the example.
Which example?
The example.
I did not take that example. That's why.
No, I'm asking, sir, will it become conduct?
No. What is conduct? What is conduct?
Voluntarily, I wanted to change my time and
No.
for the exam.
Preparing for the exam, moral or immoral?
Moral.
It can be non-moral. Why moral? What has to do preparing for the exam with morality?
Goal also.
But why are you giving the shape to goal a moral? His goal is to kill 100 people, terrorist. Moral and non-moral. Understand this slight difference between a moral act, immoral act and the non-moral act. Okay? Right. Do not bring the morality dimension anywhere. If just because it is a goal, it could be a negative goal also, right? It could be negative. And the dimension of involuntariness also will come there, which he did not mention. Okay? So do not take it to conduct. हाँ, किसका? एज का. इंसिडेंट का एग्जाम्पल. हाँ, you want to tell. Great. हाँ, बोल. Good. I like his spirit. Huh?
Sir, if one is careless and
One is careless.
corona happens to him,
Okay.
after the
Okay, he becomes more cautious with the health, more hygiene. Okay, it happened with you? Okay. Okay. So he says that maybe incident in the form of a disease, incident in the form of a disease. See, this example, classic example you can write about lifestyle diseases. Diabetes is known to be a lifestyle disease other than the genetic dimension of it. Diabetes also a lifestyle disease. The moment you are diagnosed with diabetes, or for that matter thyroid is also one dimension where you start becoming more particular about your food timing, the quality of food, the quantity of food, the timing of food, all these things. So suddenly your nature from a what you call very reckless responsible behavior towards your health suddenly will become a serious health what you call person who cares for his or her health. So disease also plays an important role in bringing a change in the nature of a person. Any example, any other example related to disease? Can I say an accident also will change the nature of a person? If you have had a bad road accident where you lost a limb or something, a hand or a leg or something, it will have a negative effect on your nature also. Seshu, okay? It will have a negative effect on your career when you sleep in the classroom, right? So you have to understand that we are not supposed to sleep in the classroom, and especially when we have come late, we cannot sleep in the classroom. Okay? Good. This is also an example that is quoted. This is also an example that is quoted. Once you cross a particular age limit, your sexual desires will also come down. So that is how the nature of your sexual desire also goes down. An onset of a disease may change. With age, hormonal changes happen, the aggressiveness reduces drastically. Generally you see that when in youth, the blood is boiling as youth. The moment you start aging, you start trying to mellow down. I say more than aging, it is marriage that tries to bring in that coolingness of the what you call blood. So it both the age also and the institution of marriage also plays an important role in cooling down the temperament of an individual. But there are some fools like me who cannot control their anger at times. Okay? So exceptions are always there. Social factors. Anybody can give an example here? Nature. Nature, how society will change your nature. Example. How society can play an important role in changing your nature. Society can change your nature. Society. Not dressing habits because वहाँ ठंडी ज़्यादा थी तो ज़्यादा कपड़े पहन लिया. No. Nature. हाँ बेटा? Imposing sanctions. Why negative? Why negative? Why do you have to be imposed a sanction to imbibe a quality as part of your nature? Huh?
So due to societal festivals, we become extrovert from
nature of a person, the basic instinct and tendency, don't forget that. Now give me an example. Because you went to a new society, you start changing. Marriage. Okay. But is the change in the nature enforced upon or natural? Can you give me an example? What changed in his nature? మ్యారేజ్ అయిన తర్వాత ఏం చేంజ్ వచ్చింది అని అడుగుతున్నాను. యాక్సెప్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ అదర్ ట్రెడిషన్స్. నేచర్గా ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెయ్యి. రామ్. కల్చరల్ ఇన్ఫ్లుయెన్స్. వాట్ చేంజ్ ఇన్ ద నేచర్ కేమ్? గివ్ మీ ది ఎగ్జాంపుల్. ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ దట్. एग्जाम्पल, समझ रहे हो?
Sir, like if we stay in south part of the equator, we have some basic nature of
Wait, he is telling something. If we belong to a geographical area which is south of the equator,
or equator,
along the equator,
we are adapted to the high temperature zone.
okay,
If we move to the north of that equator, we will adapt to that cold climate. Something.
okay.
The nature will change.
What will change in your nature is my question. Huh?
Adapting to certain situations.
But that is only biological. उसमें basic instinct कहाँ आ रहा है? Have you seen that movie Revenant? REVNANT, Revenant. Oscar winning movie है भाई. You saw? DiCaprio. That movie is all about basic human instinct to survive in the toughest of the conditions. There is one scene in the entire movie. He is riding, it is all in the Alps, Russian Siberian deserts. This guy is going on a horse. Suddenly, him and his horse fall into from a mountain cliff to some 2-3 meters down below. The horse dies. The condition, it is all snow everywhere. You know what this guy does? Because the horse has died, he cuts the horse, takes out all the intestines and goes and sits inside the horse body for the warmth. So it is the basic instinct of human to survive. This is known as the basic instinct or the willpower to survive in the toughest of the conditions. This is your basic instinct. I want you to give me an example how the change of a place will change your nature, your basic instinct or your tendency. For example, can I? For example, you have been born and brought up in a society where women got second grade treatment. Like in the family, when it comes to food, when it comes to clothing, when it comes to education or daily care, they always got the secondary priority. Suddenly you shift to a society where the society is more egalitarian, where equality of survival is given both to women and a man. Suddenly you see there, women are also sitting with the men eating food, women are also going to the colleges and schools to get education, their health is also getting equal importance. Suddenly your nature of thinking about women as second grade citizens will change over a period of time. So your basic instinct and the tendency to treat the women will also change. So it will change you as a person. So after staying there for a year, when you come back to your own house, will you be able to survive there peacefully? You cannot. Why? Because you start getting irritated why these people are not ready to come out of their basic mindset. Is the problem with the people? No, the problem is there with the surroundings, these surroundings. If you want them to change, you have to take all of them with you to that place, make them stay there for a year and come back. Now understand, even after doing that, out of 10 people that you have taken, 9 may change, 1 may still not change. 1 may still not change. Who is this person? Who is this person? Who is this person? 75 में जो 25% लॉट था ना नीचे वाला, he is that person, because the value of equality is again abstract. The value of equality is abstract. He cannot understand that value till such time it is concretized in him. Maybe 1 year time is not sufficient to concretize. Maybe the exposure in that 1 year was not sufficient to convert this abstract value to a concrete value because his IQ levels were low. Try to understand this. Okay? So the exposure to a new society can also result in the change of the nature of a person. So can I conclude? Now you understand the importance of this line. The complexities of the proportions of these instinct and tendencies show up as nature, the complexities of the proportions, the complexities of the proportions. When it came to this person, the complexity was higher, this fellow did not change. All 9 others, the complexity was less. So, these people got elevated in the value system or the hierarchy of the value system. ठीक है? चलो, next, character, very important. Can I say nature is a set of basic instinct and tendencies displayed by a person, right? And they are bound to change in the event of a biological factor, in the event of a sociological factor also. They can be changed in the event of a biological factor or a sociological factor also. Nature has got nothing to do with intelligence. क्यों?
Because animals also show nature.
हम ह्यूमन की बात कर रहे हैं, विल रेस्ट्रिक्ट आवरसेल्व्स. फिर तो ये क्लास साइकोलॉजी की हो जाएगी, एनिमल साइकोलॉजी. दे ऑल्सो चेंज, दे ऑल्सो डिस्प्ले. ठीक है, चलो कैरेक्टर. नो, एजुकेशन विल see it, understand, when I am saying nature, you tell me, we all got educated in different educational institutions. Some may be graduates, some may be postgraduates, right? Some may be doctorates also. Now, tell me one nature or basic instinct of your personality that the education system could change. Judgmental. Tell me any quality, basic instinct of you, like you have a basic instinct to get angry. Did education helped you to change it completely? Was it enough? Right? It will be enough if your IQ is high. It will not be enough if you are average or below average IQ. Understand this. So, nature is, see, understand, if you are a fearful person by nature, suddenly something happen, firstly is you frighten. First thing, your basic reaction is to frighten. Maybe because of exposure in the society, maybe because of the courage in your strength or training, immediately you try to then correct. But what was the first reaction? It is the basic nature. We generally do this, no? We try to frighten somebody, standing behind the door. Not everybody will react same. There are some people, they may in fact shout like something has happened. They are the people who do not have that nature to take sudden shocks to them. But there are some things, what it is. So that is how you have to understand that whatever you display as your basic instinct in the event of a shock is your basic instinct. For that, if it has to change, either a biological factor or a sociological factor has to be there. Okay? Try to understand this. So, I am only, when I am talking about nature, I am talking about that core part of you which is nature, because it is coming from innate value. Okay? See, I told you, no, when I joined the forces, one Eastern Michigan University PG program admission form in my hand, the other is Officers Training Academy basic military training admission form is there. I went to my father with both the applications. I said, Dad, where should I go? Very beautiful answer. Why are you asking me? Because he said, you do what your instinct wants you to do. And that fellow, so intelligent, he knows what my instinct will choose. But he did not want to choose it for me, because all my life I will believe and live believing he chose a direction for me. He said, you choose what your instinct is, because he had complete faith in his instinct. Genetically, he knows his blood will force him to choose this uniformed service, because he knows I am the third generation in the army. The moment I chose this particular application of joining the forces, he looked at my mom and gave a smile. My mom was expecting me to choose, because from proper Telugu Brahmin family where education is given more importance than this. He looked at her and smiled. That is when she said, you could have asked him to choose this. He said, I will never do that, because entire life he will start blaming me, because of you I did not do this and I had to do this. Try to understand this. And because I chose to go there, understand this, because when I had an option and I chose to go there, I never felt uncomfortable in that situation despite of the complexities of survival there, because it is my choosing. Maybe if he had told me, okay, you choose this and go there, maybe first day or second day I would have given up. Yeah, I don't want this, I wanted that. It is my father who forced me to come here. So you have to understand, it is your basic instinct that you have to catch, right? And let me tell you one thing, if you have the high IQ, you can train this instinct also. If you have the high IQ, you can you can fool your brain also, you can fool your own self also. If you have the high IQ levels, you can train your instinct also to respond in a particular way, Okay, let's not get into that, that is higher level of psychology. Okay, chalo, next, what is character? I want you to fill in the blanks. Character is nothing but the constant repetition of character is nothing but the constant repetition of, I thought you will tell this answer here. Huh? Excellent. Is a constant repetition of बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके, सुमिरो पवन कुमार, बल बुद्धि विद्या देव मोहि, जोदायक फलचार. क्या बोल रहे हो सर, पता ही नहीं. नहीं, हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ते नहीं हो? हनुमान चालीसा पढ़ते हो? पढ़ा करो, हिम्मत मिलेगी. ठीक है. If you understand the character of Lord Hanuman in Ramayana, character in the sense, not this character, the role of Hanuman, sorry, I correct myself. If you understand the role of Hanuman, if you imbibe the quality of Hanuman, there is so much to learn from this particular role in Ramayana. Hanuman, other than what we have been taught, that strength, but Hanuman is known for something else also. Obedience to the master, yes, complete obedience and what you call submission in front of the master. Huh? Okay, diplomacy. आग लगा के आया, diplomacy, very good. Okay, हाँ, okay, never give up attitude. Good BTech students, About Hanuman. ब्रह्मचर्य कंट्रोवर्शियल है, छोड़ दे यार. Courage is one quality, but his altruism is one dimension. Okay. And please लिखो, Google about Hanuman. You will be surprised to know his knowledge about musical instruments. बनाओ बॉक्स, पढ़ा करो इन कैरेक्टर्स के बारे में. there is so much to learn from them. His knowledge about creation. ठीक है. See, there is so much to learn from our Vedic texts, but we were designed not to study. We were designed by somebody so that you do not study them. See, you cannot defeat a country where the youth are enlightened, awakened. You cannot defeat that country in any way where the youth are awakened and enlightened. Israel is the most classical example of this. I have served with Israelis. If there is 1000% also we can say dedication, there is 10,000% dedication, not 100%. They are dedicated to the cause of their country 10,000%. If the training starts at 6 o'clock, let the heavens fall. He is standing at 5:50 in the morning with utmost dedication to train himself. No cut, nothing. He will never commit anything that is against the ethos of what his country has already taught him and sent. Very brainy chaps. I am telling you, the kind of brain they have, they are a beautiful combination of courage, dedication and brain. Courage, they will not fear anything. Even if we are firing this close, he is just standing still as if nothing has happened. और हमारी ऐसा होता था. So, but he is still because he knows he is ready to die for his country. He will not even blink his eye also, knowing that the bullet is coming right and going like this. So कुछ फर्क ही नहीं. ठीक है? That is the kind of dedication these people have. चलो. Character is nothing but the constant repetition of conduct, and conduct is nothing but the voluntary actions, moral or immoral, by a human or an organization, which defines its basic. Now understand, which defines, that is how character is nothing but the repetition, but the constant repetition of conduct. So can I say Sai Sheshu's character is to come late to the class? Because there is a constant repetition of, yes or no? Moral, voluntary action to come late, voluntary action to come late. If I say coming late is an immoral, then that immoral dimension is also coming into play. Understood? So that is how Sai Sheshu's nature of coming to the class is basically as a result of his character, that he is constantly repeating the what you call conduct. So character is nothing but the constant repetition of conduct, right? Character is majorly a learned or a developed thing. Understand, this is the most important difference between nature and character, that character is a learned thing. This is the basic difference between character and nature, right? It is not an innate or a genetic thing. Character is a stable approach or a stable mindset or a stable personality that becomes on the basis of frequent or continuous repetition of conduct. Can anybody give me an example after reading this statement? Again I am telling you, UPSC में बहुत basic questions आते हैं. You will be surprised to know this will come as a question. आगे comment, discuss, describe ऐसे छोड़ देगा. That character is majorly a learned or a developed thing. Character is nothing but the constant repetition of conduct. Discuss ऐसा question आएगा. So now tell me, give me an example where you will say, other than the Sai Sheshu's example which I have given, where repeated constant repetition of a conduct becomes the character of a person. I want you to give me an example where constant repetition of a conduct becomes the character of the person. Constant repetition of the conduct, constant repetition of the conduct. Waking up early, okay. Waking up early, okay, good. What else? Waking up early. Exercising, very good. Exercising, very good. What else? Exercising, sports, उसमें ले लो सब. Next.
Learning to develop your personal opinions on different things. Like on different
Be specific. Example दो.
opinion on education systems.
UPSC preparation, sir. Daily reading. UPSC preparation.
एग्जाम అయిపోగా ఆపేస్తా होगा.
తర్వాత కూడా చదువుతూనే ఉంటారు. రీడింగ్ సార్.
Something that goes with you for life. Journal writing. It is more to either with your profession or with your hobby or interest. We will come to this interest, hobby and also. hobby. That has got nothing to do with morality, or I told you, anything which is non-moral will not come in the purview of anything which is involuntary. Helping others, okay, good. Helping others, morality. అదేంటి eating healthy, very particular about sleep time. 10 o'clock I remember, 9, 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 lights off. Take care. No, timely sleeping is morality. Taking care of your health, morality. The act of sleeping is non-moral, but sleeping on time becomes part of your conduct. ठीक है? Hygienic, okay. Being hygienic, okay. What else? Any other quality? क्या क्या? पंक्चुअलिटी, वो गधे का मैंने नॉन पंक्चुअलिटी यूज कर लिया था, तो इसलिए आई डिड नॉट. ओके, पंक्चुअलिटी. आई वांटेड यू टू टॉक अबाउट समथिंग, कंडक्ट, उसमें कैरेक्टर में, इसलिए मैं 2-3 बार डेफिनेशन रिपीट किया. कांस्टेंट रिपीटिशन ऑफ कंडक्ट, 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 constant repetition of conduct. Constant repetition of conduct. Anger management, very important. ठीक है? आप कुछ भी कर लो, उसको गुस्सा नहीं आएगा. Example, you give no constant repetition of conduct, telling truth. I remember in our class there was a boy, Abhishek, he will never tell lie, come what. So if we had to give a testimony कि मैंने ऐसे बोला था, that I did this or I told this, if Abhishek is the proof, whatever he will tell will be accepted as a final statement. No questions asked, no eyebrows raised. So he, because he displayed constant repetition of a particular conduct, that he will always tell the truth. So he became the benchmark, he became the authority. If Abhishek tells that Oberoi told this or Oberoi did this, it means there is no questions asked. ठीक है? So that is how the importance of Abhishek's telling the truth will come into play. Now, it is not an innate or genetic thing. Character is a stable approach or a stable mindset or a stable personality. What is this different? 3 times I am using this word: stable approach, stable personality and stable mindset. Why am I using all this? These 3 things have to be in sync. The approach to a problem, the mindset, how you look at the problem and how you react to a problem. ठीक है? So these 3 have to be in sync every time you display a conduct. The approach, the mindset and also the personality, the execution part of that particular character. So that is how character is nothing but the constant repetition of conduct, constant repetition of conduct. ठीक है? Yeah.
But we are seeing character in all positive ways, or it can be a negative way.
Because it has been taught to you. See, that's what. If somebody is doing something wrong, that's why I said no, character ढीला है. Constant repetition of a conduct which is voluntary action, which is immoral.
See, hurting someone knowingly, that is an involuntary
Voluntary action, immoral. That's what I am saying. No, first example क्या दिया? Coming late. Negative example I gave. No, first example I gave negative only. The second example negative, as you said, very much. If somebody is repeatedly fighting with somebody, so he is displaying a constant repetition of a conduct which is voluntary and immoral. Which is voluntary and immoral. We have this tendency of throwing things on the road, no? ठीक है, we display this despite the fact so many times our parents, our friends correcting, अरे डस्टबिन ला बड़े अच्छी कदरा. So you are constantly displaying a what you call repetition of a conduct which is voluntary and which is immoral, which is voluntary and immoral. So understand, it means that all involuntary actions are not part of the conduct. Or yes, because in the definition I told you only voluntary. So all involuntary actions cannot be taken in the framework of conduct. So based on, if somebody is drunk and he misbehaves with somebody, can you take that as an example to define his conduct? No. Can you take that as an example to define his character? So can I say, in fact, even in character, involuntary actions have no place, because we have taken what? Conduct. So, तो फर्स्ट एग्जाम्पल जो तेरा लिया था, exactly. See, now drinking every day, I told you yesterday, smoking, first time when you drink, it is a, हाँ याद है, इसलिए टाइम पे आना, वो पहले बता दिया था तेरे आने से पहले, ठीक है, इसलिए टाइम पे आया. So you cannot take the excuse that you were drunk and killed somebody. The only excuse you can take that somebody forced you to drink and pushed you in a situation where you acted in a particular way. You remember the example I told you, you have to throw some alcohol on your shirt and body also to prove that you were forced to drink. समझ गया? सही से हाँ, क्लास में नहीं सोना है, कभी कभी जो सो रहे थे, not sleeping. अच्छा, meditating. There was a prime minister of our country by name देवे गौड़ा. इतने मीम्स बने थे, मतलब मीम्स तो उस टाइम पे इतना नहीं था, बट ही वॉज नोन टू बी स्लीपिंग प्राइम मिनिस्टर. मतलब ही इज गोइंग टू अ मीटिंग एंड ही इज गिविंग अ स्पीच एंड स्लीपिंग. जस्ट इमेजिन. एंड व्हेन पीपल यूज्ड टू आस्क व्हाई आर यू स्लीपिंग, नो आई एम मेडिटेटिंग, आई एम कॉन्सेंट्रेटेडली लिसनिंग व्हाट यू आर सेइंग. दैट्स व्हाट साई शेषु इज ट्राइंग टू से. So he has got one definite quality to become the prime minister of our country, that he can sleep while sitting in the classroom. ठीक है, right? Try to understand. Please make a note. Very important definition. Character is a stable approach or a stable mindset or a stable personality that becomes on the basis of frequent or continuous repetition of conduct. Very, very important, these two lines. हिंदी में कहावत है, यू कैन चेंज द हैबिट बट नॉट द कैरेक्टर. यू कैन, बोलते हैं ना हिंदी में कहावत है, आदत बदल सकते हैं लेकिन फितरत नहीं बदलती. यू कैन चेंज समबडीज हैबिट्स बट नॉट द कैरेक्टर. यस, बट इट इज वेरी रेयर. यू नीड टू हैव लॉट ऑफ विल पावर टू चेंज दैट. ठीक है. And understand, conduct is external because people are observing you, and character is more what you are, more about what you are. Conduct is what you display, but character is more intrinsic to you, what you are as a person. So that is the reason why whenever we have to point out a finger at somebody, what character anta udile, this is what we say, no? His character is loose or his character is like that, leave him like that. So that is when we get an indication that he is repeatedly committing a particular act, constant repetition of a conduct which is external, which is displayed in his behavior. So that is the reason why when we do a comparative analysis between behavior and conduct, we say that this bigger circle is behavior and within this behavior the smaller circle is conduct. So conduct is a subset of behavior, just a small part of behavior. Behavior is a bigger circle. We will talk about behavior at length in the attitude chapter. ठीक है, attitude के chapter में I will talk at length about behavior. How conduct and behavior are different. How conduct and behavior, at that point of time I will talk. हाँ.
Sir, if a thief is doing stealing the things continuously, so we define it as a character, right?
Behavior में ज़्यादा जाएगा.
Behavior.
See, when I say conduct is external, it means it has got higher perspective of social interaction. Yes or no? Understand this dimension. I am taking you one step ahead in ethics, in psychology. When I am saying conduct is external, external means there is a definite social interaction happening. Hello, with me? With me or not? If you are saying conduct is external, it is displayed in a society. It means there is a social interaction happening. When I am saying conduct is a voluntary action, moral or immoral, done by humans or organizations, आगे, organizations which defines the basic character, So voluntary action, moral or immoral, somebody is watching you, it means there is a social interaction. He is telling an example, asking an example. A thief is carrying out theft, he is practicing theft. Is he stealing in the presence of anybody? Is he stealing in the presence of anybody? He is stealing in the absence of some. Theft का definition क्या है? Stealing something not belonging to you in the absence of the owner of that particular good is theft. And what is the robbery? In the presence of the owner, on the gunpoint, you take that away. That is the difference between robbery and theft. Okay? Now, when I am saying he is stealing, it means is there a social interaction in stealing? It is in hiding. So that is why I don't use the word conduct there. I use the word behavior there. So conduct is used in a area where certain amount of social interaction is present. Understand this. And character comes more internally where the social interaction dimension is less. Say you go to the office every day, and when we are in the office or place of work, our body language, our language, our behaviorism changes. We become more polished, we become more subtle, we become more accommodative, right? And do you display the same behavior at home also? You don't do that. But why are you doing there? Because you know that there is a social interaction. So whenever you are judging somebody in the dimension of social interaction, what we are doing is observing his conduct and not behavior. Understand this dimension. So whenever you are talking about somebody's conduct, it is with respect to social interactions. His conduct with these fellow women employees is not so good. You never use the word behavior there, because there is a social interaction there. His behavior in the office is not good. I think he is stealing something from the office. Here the behavior, just say for example in the classroom, there is a child who is making noise in the classroom. Till such time that noise is not disturbing anybody, that conduct becomes acceptable. But the moment that noise starts disturbing somebody, that conduct becomes non-acceptable. But if a child is stealing something in the absence of other students from their bag, even somebody seeing or not, that stealing is a immoral act. So that is the reason why, because in the absence of the social interaction, it is becoming behavior and not conduct. You cannot say because he is stealing in the classroom, his conduct is bad. No, because the dimension of social interaction is missing there. So you can say his behavior in the classroom is bad when nobody is there. Okay? His behavior in the classroom is bad because he is going on to the board and writing some vulgar things on the board, drawing some vulgar things on the board and keeping silent about it. You do not say conduct there. You do not say conduct there. If he is doing it in front of everybody, that is when we will use the word conduct. Okay?
So then how do you differentiate between character and behavior?
Attitude में बताओ. ठीक है? There is lot of difference. That's why I said behavior is a bigger subset. When you are judging the behavior of somebody, in the dimension of social interaction it becomes conduct. That's all for now. When we go to attitude chapter, we will talk at length about it. Okay? Now the question is, can the character be changed? Though the answer is written yes, but my question is how? How? My question is, can the character be changed? I told character is nothing but the constant repetition of a conduct, right? Now how can you change the conduct of somebody? How can you change the character of somebody when he is displaying a constant repetition of a conduct? Through training. कौन बोला? How? Example दो. He says through training you can change the character of a person. Example दो. हाँ. Okay. Through, can I say under supervision rather than training? Can I use the word under supervision? This has to be done under supervision. Why? Because I am more concerned about the social interaction. Okay? So supervisory training, you can use the word training if at all you want to. Training under supervision of experts and regular training under the supervision of experts can ensure change in the character. But believe me, the moment that supervision goes aside, the original character will come back. That's the nature of the character. Morality is very much coming up in waking up early. I am not talking about the act of waking up early. Does waking up early not change your life positively? Don't use the dialogue of Allu Arjun. Kodi kuda poddunne lestundi dani ondukoni tinestunnaru. Don't use that dialogue. Believe me, people who have become successful in life, 100% of those people carried one quality with them of waking up early. 100%, not 99.99%. After becoming famous, if they have changed that value, that is different. But in the journey of their success, one quality was with them, that they woke up early. Because understand, do not, what was morality? Pahila class, first class, what was morality? Most acceptable behavior in this value in this society or behavior in this society. Is there anybody who will say getting up early in the morning is not good habit? How many of you say getting up early in the morning is not a good habit? Despite the fact that we may not be observing it ourselves, but do we say that it is a bad habit? Does anybody say getting up in the morning is a bad habit? Though we may not exercise that habit on ground, but do we say that? No. We all every day, don't you say to yourself at least once, maybe tomorrow I will try to get up early? Yes or no? See, I am not saying you will become only moral by getting up in the morning and doing wrong things. No, that is not the point. You have to understand the value of getting up early in the morning. From that perspective, it becomes a moral act. What he is trying to say, he is just trying to give an example. I will give a better example, don't worry. So he gave an example of under somebody's training, the gym trainer standing on your head and ensuring that you will get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and doing some training. Any other example where you can change the character under supervision? Can I talk about anger management? Very important, anger management. Okay? But understand, anger management, though supervision plays an important role, your own basic instinct to control, desire to control also plays an important role. Okay? Understand this. So anger management can also be taken care of. There are a lot of centers now, yogic centers and all, where they professionalize in anger management. So what they are trying to do, they are trying to bring in a change in your conduct and change in your character. So that is how conduct and character are interlinked to each other. Please write a question. Explain the relationship between conduct and character. Conduct and character, full stop. Give an example of how a changed conduct results in changed character. A changed conduct results in a changed character. ठीक है, understand this. When character is conduct, I told you that. See, I have, इधर नहीं है जगह, एक काम करता है, I have a perception about women. I feel that they are not equals to men. I feel that women are not equal to men. This is my what? This is my perception. This is my belief. Now, I am sitting in an interview where I have to select some people who have come to join the forces. Some women candidate who have come to join the forces. Okay? I am sitting in one of the panelists. Okay? Now, example, I am the chairman of the panel. I am the chairman of the panel. If others have a benchmark that out of, on a scale of 0 to 10, somebody if even on 4 or 5 will select them. Generally, this is the panel's belief that will select. I am holding a belief not less than 9. What is my basic intention here? But basic intention is to at the same time when any male candidate is coming on a scale of 0 to 10, I am accepting even on 5. Did I display it externally? What did I do? I found my own reasons to repeatedly reject somebody. Understand? Where am I showing it in the conduct by asking tough questions or trying to belittle them? You are useless to the forces. Why did you come for the interview? Can I do that? No. Am I displaying that in the conduct? No. But where I am displaying in the by understand? So it is more internal. It is more internal. That's why it is said. See, understand. Character is something what you are when nobody is watching you. How you behave when nobody is watching you, it is that you. How you are behaving now, it is not your original you. No. How you are when nobody is at home, how you sleep, how you eat, how you sit, how you talk, how you behave, what you watch on the TV, this defines your basic character. This defines who you are intrinsically from internally. That is why it is said that character is more internal where conduct is more external. Got it? Understand? That is the reason why finding a person with a negative character is very difficult, because he will try to hide it from you. It is displayed only when some act is conducted. The moment an act is done, if it is voluntary and immoral, it will come to your notice. That moment it becomes, when the conduct is taken into consideration, the conduct becomes external and the character becomes internal. That is the reason why narco tests are conducted to know your character, not your conduct, because your conduct is already displayed in the act that you have committed. But did you really wanted to do it? What is your character inside? That is, for that purpose the narco tests are done. Understand this? So that is how character is internal and conduct is external. So whenever you are asked to write or explain the relationship between character and conduct, you have to always take conduct as external, where social interactions are related, and character as such as internal. Are you understanding or not? ठीक है, चलो.